Welcome back to the Circuit do Algarve in Portimão in gloriously sunny Portugal for the final race of what's been an enthralling and engaging and exciting Ligier European Series. Race 2 here, and it's neatly poised after, well, all sorts of topsy-turvy stuff in race 1 this morning on Friday here in Portugal. The maths, though, is pretty simple. In the JS P4 class, it is about Roman Berkler. And he has a 16-point lead after a strategically brilliant race this morning. He hung on until he felt he had the tyre advantage, passed for the lead and pulled away from his major championship contender at that stage. 16-point leads means that Maxwell Dodds and Nico Segre need to finish at least second if Berkler doesn't finish to take the title. And it's the two lead cars in the championship that are what is that, first and third on the grid here. In JS2 R, it's all up for grabs, and that came with a couple of extraordinary moments. Clash between a backmarking JS P4 and the championship leading Simone Riccitelli put that car out of the race. Could have pretty much sealed it there and then. That puts our then second place car into the lead of the race until what we believe might well have been some kind of throttle linkage issue sent them tumbling down the order to score a single point. That then left Lucas Papin to recover with the help of Steve Paulette to a race win, put themselves not third but now second in the championship with what is a 13-point spread for the championship win. It is all up for grabs in JS2R. There's our grid. Roman Berkler with a double pole again here, 1:45.774, ahead of Pietro Ferri in the LR Motorsport car. ELMS Motorsport Team Virage's number 88 car, the Alcabaisi sisters car, that terrible look as well this morning. That's row 2. Trajectors Motorsport's 19, Team Virage's 27, row 3. ASM Motorsport on Iron Links by M4 Racing next up, then the number 1 Team Virage car and ASM's number 12 with the 16 Pegasus racing car and the 58 HP racing by M Racing car rounding out JS P4. It is all three of our title contending JS2Rs at the front of the grid, not quite in reverse order, but turn 1 and every turn beyond could be very exciting indeed in JS2R. Strap yourselves in. I'm Graham Goodwin, filling in for Johnny Palmer and filling in for me, friend and colleague Stephen Kilby. You'll be hearing from him in just a few moments as the Porsche Panamera pace car comes down to the start-finish line. It'll duck to the pits and then it will be down to Roman Berkler to keep the field under his control as we wait for the red lights to go out and the start of 60 minutes of what so far this season has been brilliant entertainment for the Ligier Endurance Series. Berkler just holding them back in. We wait for them to be released and away they go. 60 minutes to go for the season. 60 minutes to win it all for Roman Berkler. And alongside already is the LR Motorsport car Pietro Ferri. He goes by and takes the lead in the early running. That is the championship leader, the race winner from this morning. That is the number 18 car of Steve Paulette, turned around Lucas Papin's teammate, and there's drama immediately in JS2R in turn 1. We thought that might happen, and it has. Under review, that incident, we didn't see what started it. I'm sure we'll see that from the tape guys in the truck shortly. Meantime, down the order in JSP4, 2 wide, 3 wide, 44 car in trouble. That is Andre Vieira, also involved in that incident by the look of it. Yuki Tanaka in another of the Pegasus cars, the 16 car. Pietro Ferri, though, away and clear from Roman Berkler with Mathis Poulet in third place and Amna Alcabaisi in fourth. So Nico Segre has dropped back in the early running. Double yellow flags at the moment at turn 3 where the 44 car is stranded. Are we going to get more of an intervention? I think we probably are. It's not in a place that race control will like either driver of the car or any intervention to be exposed to risk. Safety car. So effectively a reset will give us a chance to take another look at turn 1. This was the start. Roman Berkler being, I think, fairly conservative here. with the LR Motorsport car of Pietro Ferri alongside. Oh, they're ducking out of that replay. This is the reason for our safety car. The 44 car stuck on track down at turn 5. Not an easy sight line. Here we go again. This is the start of the race. Not to the white-nosed car to the outside as they fan out 2, 3, 4 wide at this point. It was a great start from Pietro Ferri, and in fairness, I think he just ducked out of that and let him go. Car going sideways there. It was the Pegasus racing car that hit the JS2R. So the JS2R went around the front of the 16 car of Yuki Tanaka and didn't quite clear it, and Tanaka into the right rear of the championship contending car, turning that car around, and he's rejoined Ware back in 9th place. There's a lot of work to do now. Let's hope there's no damage to that car. Lucas Papan there's the title contending driver. Steve Paulette has joined him later in the season. They've made for a really good pairing. Stephen, we thought we might see some dramas here as the field makes its way past the stricken number 44 car. That came early.
Yeah, a messy start. A bit unusual for Ligier European Series. Car stranded there, a bit of contact at turn 1, and a bit of nerves, I think, going into turn 1 for a lot of these contending drivers. I mean, there's a massive prize fund up for grabs for both championship winners in both classes. So, yeah, everyone will have wanted to get through that unscathed, but yeah, a real shame for the 18.
Yeah, well, the one bit of good news is it's a safety car. It means that whilst he has got, you know, a huge mountain to climb, and there is, by the way, the 16 still ahead of him on site. That's the car he was going by when the turnaround came. It does at least mean the 8 targets he's got ahead of him are closely spaced ahead. So it's reduced the scale, or rather the distance he actually needs to make up. So behind the safety car, it is Pietro Ferri, not a title contender for LR Motorsport, but he'll want to win this race. Ahead of Roman Berkler, our championship leader, Mathis Poulet, Eco Segre, the other championship contending car, and then Amna Al-Khabaisi. So all sorts of shenanigans in the midfield in JSP4. In JS2R, it's August Turbo that leads the race at the moment from Martin Lackermann, then Simone Riccitelli. Now that's not enough of a gap that would, if the race was finished now, that would see anybody other than Riccitelli winning the race, but Riccitelli will not want to lose positions at this stage.
There'll be an element of relief, I'm sure, for Riccitelli that one of his championship rivals has hit trouble early, and he knows that by sitting in 3rd and with Turbo ahead, there's no immediate pressure for him to be aggressive or anything like that, certainly on the restart.
It's all going to be about, isn't it, what happens with Steve Paulette once we get back running and how quickly he can, and if he can, make time and places up against the 2 cars ahead of him. So, yes, drama. No one's title hopes that started this race are out of hope at the moment. The 44 car is clear. We will, I'm sure, be getting back to green flag running reasonably quickly. That might be too late in this lap to prevent us going round one more time, because the safety car is about to complete the lap. So I think we'll be going round one more time here. There's no hurry at this stage, and indeed we do. Porsche 911 crossing the line with the remaining cars. Well, with the exception of the 44 car, we've still got all the other 22 cars running. Different sort of drama than the dramas we saw this morning, Stephen. That was a very good race, enlivened in no small part by the weirdness of what happened with the JS2R title contenders. The brush between Jacques Nicolet's JS P4 and the JS2R that looked nothing, but something came off that car.
It was, and it damaged the rear axle because the wheel was sort of flailing everywhere on the right rear of the car, but it didn't take much to do it. It must have been just like
the angle,
the sort of perfect angle for it to happen.
Is this thing about impact side to side, and if you're carrying that impact through the shock through the drive system. Remember, these cars, whilst they're long-nosed cars, the JS2Rs, they're mid-engine, mid-rear engine cars, and there's a lot of the weight of the car is towards the back end of it. They're fairly hefty. Quick shot there of Benoit and Jules Trullier, father and son. It is Nick Ellis that started the 84 Trajectors car, and he's, by the way, up in 4th place. That's a good place for him to start to launch a bit of an opportunity to show what he's got. Belief is that he will be back in the Ligier European Series next year. Young man lives on the Isle of Man for at least part of his year, going through his academic career with all sorts of other projects on the go, including youth volunteering, where the mentor for the scheme is none other than Nigel Mansell.
Oh, really?
It is indeed.
Fantastic.
Met Nigel a number of
Safety
times.
car in this lap, Graham. So we are going racing very soon.
There you go. So lights are indeed out on the Porsche. And we're about to go racing. Car's coming through turn 14, then down the hill. Sweeping turn that sort of defines this track for me. Under the control of race leader Pietro Ferri. In comes the Porsche now, and now it's going to be about Ferri controlling this field. And he's gone early, and the field has gone with him. It's going to be busy on this first green flag lap. You see 2 or 3 cars looking to take advantage of the tow, in particular battle for third between Mathis Poulet and Nico Segre. 3 wide, in fact, because that's Alcabasi up the inside. Ooh. Off goes one car, back on.
Did well for there to be no contact.
I think that's Segre up to third. So through they come. August Turbo retains the lead in JS2 R. It is the 6th car, isn't it?
Yes, Segre
so Segre came off the better there. Sort of dummied the other 2 cars around him into making the mistake and came through unscathed and profited from their misfortune. So it's Segre ahead of Gregorio Bertoccio and Mathis Poulet. Now Marc Cabesi was the big loser there, dropping back 3 places. He tried to gain 2, ended up losing 3. Trajectors Motorsports' Martin Lackermann is 2nd in JS2R to August Turbo. Simone Riccitelli right with him. And under pressure from Nick Ellis behind in the 2nd of the Trajectors Motorsport cars.
Interesting to see how much progress Paulette can make. And there's one move there. He's just got past Tanaka in the 16 Pegasus Racing JS P4. So not a move per position in class, but he's moving up the order, and he's now got a gaggle of 2 cars. That's the 41 from BSF Sports and the 14 from Not Only Motorsport in front now.
Big lock up there, which I think has just gifted Steve Paulette another position. It has. So Paulette is climbing the order here. It's going to be one to watch this. So he's gone ahead of Filippo Tanagi, who was 2nd in the race this morning. Battles galore here, side by side between 2 different fighting pairs, one of which is the team cars, all 3 Team Virage cars sitting 6th, 7th and 8th. The 2 traditionally coloured cars, and in fact the number 1 car ahead, leapfrogging Mathis Poulet up into 5th. So Lucas Medina, I think it was, in the number 1 car, making that move. Fastest lap of the race goes to Pietro Ferri. He's making good his escape from Roman Berkeley's 1.5 seconds clear, and that was the 27 car all over the infield, or the outfield rather, kicking up the dust. Doesn't do any harm at the moment to the position, won't have done very much to the grip of the Michelins. Here comes Steve Paulette. Next target is the 84 car, Nick Ellis, who's dropped a position. And this is the battle already for 5th. This is great stuff from Steve Paulette.
Yeah, getting in good moves early when the pack's bunched up, really important for the fact that it's only an hour-long race. There's not much time.
We've got 2 cars right ahead of him there. Trajectors Motorsport, one of them, Cindy Goudet. The other was Jacques Nicolet, ahead of both of those cars, having just passed Cindy. That's going to be a pass to the outside. Gets that done on Nick Ellis. Does he? Just about. Sydney Goudet is the next target. He needs to pass her quickly because there's a gap opening up ahead of the M Racing car number 68.
Bit of JS P4 traffic as well there in the mix.
And in particular, that's going to be important, that gap, because the next target after Cindy Goudet is Simone Riccitelli, and then we're into the championship fights.
And that could get really tasty, couldn't it?
It most certainly could. Pietro Ferri leads 1.2 seconds across the line as they start lap 6. Ico Sigre in contention here and under a second back from Roman Berkler. Lucas Medina sits in fourth ahead of Gregorio Petoccio. August Turbo leads by 4.5 seconds from Simone Riccitelli, but there to the outside of Cindy Goudet. That's not going to work though, but Goudet goes wide, and I think that's going to give Steve Paulette that position. It has.
Cindy might have a go back here. No, not quite enough room there.
Big flames on the overrun from Steve Paulette's car. Let's put Nick Ellis in a position to put Cindy Goudet under pressure. That will help Paulette ahead. And he's pretty instantly with Martin Lackaman, because Simone Riccitelli has passed Lackaman for second place. Still side by side, this pair of Virage cars. No team orders there.
No love lost at all.
Absolutely. Very well matched indeed. Said a little earlier today on the highlights we're set to see in the rookie test is going to be the Alcabaisi sisters with their dad, WC class race class winner Khaled Alcabaisi.
That'll be a lot of fun to see.
In an LMP3 car. Lucas Medina, by the way, is on an absolutely tearing lap. Pietro Ferri, fastest lap of the race, a 1:48.0 last time around, but Lucas Medina on the current lap, sitting in fourth, 3.4 seconds back, 2 purple sectors.
Roman Berkler may be 1.5 seconds back, Graham, but he knows from championship terms, and from race 1 as well, he showed a lot of patience early in the race, and it worked.
It's a 1:47.4 from Lucas Medina. I'm pretty certain Steve Paulette has indeed passed Martin Lackaman. Still side by side, this pair, they're not giving up, are they?
Wow.
88.27. It's been a cracking race between Amna Alcabaisi and Jude Peters. No quarter given.
It's very clear here that Amna Alcabaisi, after losing out and retiring from race 1 and losing all hope of a championship, very desperate and keen to get a good result to finish off the season here. And coming back.
This is great stuff. This is great stuff. I'm very hopeful that the Alcabaisi sisters have found a formula that suits them and that can carry their programmes and their progress and their careers forward. It looks like it to me.
Yeah.
They're both enjoying it. It's been great to see the smiles. Got yellows at turn 3 at the moment. That's disappeared again. That might well be something with a bit of an off-track moment. And what was that? That was a big touch on the 41 car by, I think that was the 41 car of Florian Tallas. Will rejoin, but hopefully not too much damage there. Quarter of the race gone. Pietro Ferri, 2 seconds to the good. That won't matter to Roman Berkler. What will matter is the car behind him is Ico Sigre. Remember, the longer pit stop for Berkler, solo driver. 27.88, still battling away. Jude Peters now having just escaped a little from Alcabaisi, who is under pressure now from Ruben Hage. Damage to the left rear of...
That's Amna Alcabaisi in the 88, isn't it? Be from a little bit of side-on-side action with the sister car.
Fastest lap of the race this time around to the race leader, Pietro Ferri. They're looking just to go for race-winning glory here. They're not in the fight for the championship. That's about Roman Berkler and keeping Ico Sigre in his mirrors. Here's our race leader. There's the gap. It's 3 cars behind, nose to tail. The concern for Berkler, if there is concern, and there should be, is Lucas Medina in the mix here for Team Virage number 1 car. There it is, the blue, white and grey car. Quicker than either of the 2 ahead. Not in the championship fight, looking to finish the season on a high.
you're Seagrey here, what do? You've got your mirrors full, but you also know you need to get past the 22.
Safety car. Oh. Safety car's been called. Now, we don't know why.
Could it be the 41 struggling? It's dropped all the way down to last. Oh, no, 17.
So the 17 car.
Was it the 17 that was involved in that contact?
It was. The other car, I think, involved in the contact is pulling off the circuit. That'll be a pretty quick recovery to a place of safety. So this will be, I think, a brief safety car. There is obviously there a opportunity to snatch the car.
Yeah, he's done well to park that in a decent position to be able to get taken away by one of the circuit vehicles.
This will be a little earlier on. This is one of 450 side-by-side moves so far in these 8 laps with the 88 and the 27. Engaging stuff in the first 20 minutes of the race. This isn't the same one, by the way. A little bit Formula Deja Vu. This was the 88 taking the move, and brilliantly done, actually, and super clean. And another side-by-side moment. Again, not the same one, but a following lap. These two having fun out there.
Like a karting battle, isn't it?
This, by the way, is going to help Steve Paulette, isn't it, even more, because it's going to close the field up yet more. And he's already up. It is our top 3 cars in the championship in the top 3 positions. But 2 of them need Simone Riccitelli to have a bad day.
If you're Riccitelli, you've got to be careful here. If it comes to blows with Steve Paulette, he's got to have in the back of his mind that he doesn't really need to get involved in a fight as much as you'd love to finish second.
There we go. That is the 17 and the 41. And indeed, it looks like that's damaged both those cars. Both on pit lane. Well, one's behind the barrier, or will be very shortly, and the other one on pit lane. And I think their day is done. It's sad to see. All these cars, by the way, built by Ligier in France. Both with Ford V6 power at different power outputs, but quite aside from the racing and the glory and the trophies, Stephen, there's another big reason why this has developed into being a success story as the first rung on the ladder in the ELMS package, and that is the approach that Ligier have taken to encouraging teams and drivers to come and play.
Yeah, a huge appeal of participating in the Ligier European Series is the prize fund on offer for the champions in both classes, and as well as getting eyes from a paddock full of team managers and driver managers on each race. The JS P4 champion will receive €150,000 to put towards a season in Michelin Le Mans Cup, the next step on the ladder, and also in the support bill here for ELMS. In a Ligier JS P325 with a team handpicked by Ligier Automotive themselves. We've seen the likes of Theo Mercouris, Guillaume Rion win the championship in JS P4 and flourish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ladder.
Well, Gillian went on, won the championship the following year in Michelin Le Mans Cup, and the following year again, he was joined me for coverage this morning, was so unlucky not to do 3 in a row with the European Le Mans Series. It came down to 4 teams, and it was tyre selection in the final race that just cost him. Green flag, by the way, so we're going to be going back now to green flag running. Not dissimilar, slightly smaller prize fund for JS2R, but again, Cedric Aldramar, Sebastian Bowe, who's in the WEC this season, have all been given a leg up the ladder, if you like, by that frankly pretty visionary approach from Ligier in terms of the way they've encouraged the loyalty towards and the participation in, and that's going to carry this championship forward as we go back to green flag running. And Pietro Ferri, the big loser there, if you like, because that gap he built up has gone to nothing. Eco Seagrave going to the outside here. He's going to look to try to get past Roman Berkler, and he does so. Seagrave up into second place, and Berkler under pressure now from Lucas Medina for third, and all of a sudden the pressure is on for Roman Berkler. He's got an edge in the points. He's let, by the look of it, Lucas Medina go as well.
That's the sensible thing to do, especially on a scramble like this after a restart. You do not want to get involved.
Paulette ahead of Riccitelli as well, so that's switched around. So the supercomputer we keep in the TV truck that sorts out the points grinds into life. otherwise known as a bloke, an A4 pad and a calculator.
The classic.
The classic. So where does that leave us? Eco Segre ahead now of Roman Berkler and gapped. So now up into second, 18 points on the table now for Eco Segre. 12 at the moment for Roman Berkler. The gap was 15, was it not? Was it 8?
It's a 16 point
16 points. But heading in the right way for Segre.
Not heading in the right way for Matthias Poulet, who, a bit of an off-track moment, lost 4 positions, I think, down to 9th now.
Trouble, though, for Segre here, as Roman Berkler's lost another place. But the problem for Eco Segre is Lucas Medina, no respecter of championship positions, having already gone by Roman Berkler, is now looking to do the same to Eco Segre, and that just robs more points from the potential haul. So as they come across the line now, Eco Segre up in a second. That would be the 18 points he needed. But
would need a non-score from Berkler.
Berkler at the moment in a position where I think he would get 10.
And there's Berkler trying to get past Bertoccio. He's done it. Bertoccio driving on his own solo for the final race of the season. His teammate fallen ill, so he, like Berkler, is going to do the whole race himself.
So yeah, and that was, he was ahead after a pass on the earlier lap. Now, here's a moment for Roman Berkler, because behind him is the Crazy Gang, otherwise known as Team Virage, who've had an absolutely brilliant race, racing each other. But now they'll sniff, and bringing with them, by the way, the number 12 ASM Motorsport car of Ruben Hage. Toccio is dropping back here. But if they can get closer to Berkler, that could make life interesting. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 cars battling, and then all of a sudden, there's a big dive up the inside there from the 88 car.
She's loving this, Amna Base, isn't she?
27 car fighting back. Be a big smile on her face at the end of this race, come what may.
Great fun.
So Pietro Ferri leads from Eco Segre. Lucas Medina's dropped back a little from Segre now. Then Roman Berkler down in 4th place. Recovered a position from the 60 car that ran wide, dropped back 3-4 places. In JS2R, Steve Paulette leads the race from Simone Riccitelli, because August Turbo's dropped from the lead to 3rd, unseen by me.
That's all 3 championship contending cars there involved in position changes. It's all going on in JS2R.
Here we go again. It's another deja vu moment, side by side again for the 2 mustard yellow Team Virage cars, and this time the 12 car right with them and looking to take advantage. I wonder whether we've had a couple of delayed JS P4s that have made their way through the JS2Rs, and as we went back to green, I wonder if that was what caused the problem for August Turbo. But Steve Paulette has gone from the front of the field to the back of the field and back again.
Superb drive.
Isn't it just? Track limits warning for Nick Ellis, by the way. He's hanging on in there in 5th place.
And this squabble here is allowing Berkler to escape. He's now 3.6 seconds off the lead, but he's got a couple of seconds now, a bit of a cushion to 5th. Drew
Peters again ahead of Al Kabaisi. Amna starting this race. Sister Handa started race 1. The problem that ended their race early. All sorts of dramas here. 12 car goes up the inside, coming around the outside rather. He comes the inside for the next turn. I think it's going to split the 2 Virage cars this time. Does so. Moves up. 6th place for Ruben Hage. Finally, the 2 Team Virage cars are split, and is immediately trying to do the same to the car ahead. Cal Kabaisi doesn't like that. She's fighting back now. She goes up the inside. And I think she's going to do it, you know. Has done so. Bit of a bump there. That's just enough for better traction for the 12 car. They're going to come across the line side by side.
Here comes Poulet.
And it's 3 wide. Al Kabaisi will try to go to the pit wall. There's a car there, but actually, as it turned out, was the better line and makes good her escape. still under pressure from the number 1 Team Virage car. It may not be mustard yellow, but that is the Team Virage car, the sky blue, white and black car. And this looks to me like Igor Sigre is going to have to give that position up here.
Textbook into turn 5.
Lucas Medina. Yep, great stuff from him. That's good news for Roman Berkler behind, because that's more points gone from his title contender ahead, or title challenger ahead.
Bit of housekeeping from race control. The incident that set Steve Paulette back, turn 1 with Yuki Tanaka. No further action on that, so
okay.
A racing incident from race control's mind.
Steve Paulette now leads the race by 1.3 seconds ahead of August Turbo, who's 7/10 back. So the top 3 are 3 title contenders separated by 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. In JS P4, title leader Roman Berkler sits in 4th place. Igor Sigre, his 1 remaining challenger, sits 1 position ahead. That would not be enough for Sigre. Getting now close to the point where we're going to start to see cars down pit lane.
And how much does Lucas Papin want to get in that number 18 VSF?
Oh, I think he probably thinks Steve Paulette's doing a great job here.
But he's probably sat there and he's
trouble.
through all the emotions.
That's Turbo. I'm sure that's August Turbo.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now, what's happened there?
He's been off track, I think.
He has most certainly been off track. So what happened to the 57 car?
He's lost a place. He's dropped to 4th. So Lackerman's up to 3rd now.
Side by side here, as we've got our first pit callers. Is this what happened to... That's Steve Paulette.
He's running slowly.
What's happened to... We keep an eye on the 57 car.
He's dropped like a stone, actually. He's dropped down to 7th.
Meantime, we've got pit stoppers, including Igor Sigre, Amna Alcabazi, Gregorio Bertoccio, Jack Nicola, Yuki Tanaka, and then in the JS2Rs, Nick Ellis and August Turbo has made it back to pit lane. So we're about to see whether or not this is a terminal problem for one of our 3 title contenders. Royally entertained in the first half here. Half 50, drive-through penalty and a penalty point for the number 50 car. That is the 8th place car in JS2R, current in the hands, and on pit lane in fact, of Jeremy Loisel. Not a title contender, but that's going to hurt their drive here. So, tending to the 57 car, no immediate action going on of a remedial fashion for that car. Pietro Ferri leads the race by 3 seconds from Lucas Medina. Roman Berkler up to 3rd, but remember, will need to stop as well, as all of them will. Lucas Medina now leads because Pietro Ferri has stopped this time around. Here come 2 more callers, the 12 and the 19, 5th and 6th. Ruben Hage and Mathis Poulet, ASM Motorsport, Trajectus Motorsport. 5th and 6th for those 2, as things currently stand. So we'll get into a period of the race now where, with cars coming in, as you can see, cars also coming out. So this will even its way out with the odd difference in required pit stop time into the mix.
And there's Max Dodds in the 6th, just emerging from pit lane after Sigre's time in the car. He was fantastic in race 1, led the race.
He's just got to get his foot in. This outlap needs to be absolutely stellar, and hope that the cars around him don't get in the way of what he hopes will be a push to at least try to take the win, and see what happens with Roman Berkler in JS2R. Steve Paulette is on pit lane. What a stint from him. Simone Riccitelli, though, comes into pit lane 2 seconds behind, and that would be enough for Riccitelli, if things stay the same, to take the title. But what a day for this team. Came in with what we would have described as a mathematical chance of doing it, and the maths, boy, did they come their way in race 1.
Yeah, just all went perfectly right for them. Lucas Papin, would have felt like the luckiest man in the world. I'm sure he put money on the lottery after race 1. I certainly would have.
There you go. Here comes Roman Berkler, and yet to stop. I think we'll be in this time. Yes, he is. This is the moment. This will define what the battle is going to look like in just a couple of minutes' time when this car emerges from pit lane. Where is he going to be in the order? Where is Maxwell Dodds going to be in the order? What is the gap going to be? So Lucas Medina still to stop. He takes the lead. Here comes Maxwell Dodds, and he's coming down now to take second place in this race. Or was it third? There goes Michael Buzzichelli in what was the leading car. Well, it'll be third, I think, at the moment, but that's because Lucas Medina needs to pit. So Max Dodds looks to me to have had a pretty good outlap. Double yellows turn three, and it's the three.
Almost collected car. Maxwell Dodds there.
That is the virtual leader. So Max Dodds goes past, and that's points right there.
That'll have woke him up. Wow.
So
that
there,
really close.
That's just on his way out of the pits, the number 3 car in the hands of Michael Buzzichelli. Just manages to get it out the way. There is Maxwell Dodds. Wait to see just exactly where Roman Berkler is going to be at the end of this lap. Max Dodds coming down, where is he? Down the hill towards turn 9. Clock ticking on pit lane. Max, that will not have held him up too much, I don't think. There is the 27. Also on pit lane at the moment is the Loire Valley Racing by Trajectors car of Roman Berkler. Here comes Lucas Medina, will pit now. This will be the moment where we find out whether it's going to be Maxwell Dodds or Roman Berkler in the lead of the race in this final phase. I can hear engines firing up beneath us. Round the final turn comes the number 6 car. We get the long shot here, we'll see exactly where Roman Berkler is. No outlap signal yet, but it's going to be mighty close. Here he comes, and here comes Max Dodds. Second car in the order on pit lane is Roman Berkler. It is going to be Max Dodds that takes the lead of this race. They're comparing down to turn 1, and there's going to be a car between them.
A bit of a gap as well.
So Maxwell Dodds it is, goes through after a stunning effort on his outlap for the number 6 car. ELMS Motorsport pretty much now has to win this race, and pretty much has to hope for ill fortune for the car behind him. We've got 2 cars right up his chuff here.
Yeah, it's the exact position you'd want to be in. All you've got to do is just count the laps now, 25 minutes, take it a lap at a time. There's no one around him, he can just stay in clear air. But it's that 16-point lead, Graham, just perhaps a bit too much unless something happens to that 22 car.
So the maths now are, should they finish first and second? Because Maxwell Dodds should come round now to lead the race with Lucas Medina on pit lane. That might be quite close, by the way. Might be very close indeed. So with 16 points, the gap, 25 points for the win, 9 or better would be good enough for the championship for...
Can he get it? Has he stopped?
He's waiting for time. Waiting for time. So again, the number 6 car now coming down towards the number 1 car is rolling. This is going to be very tight indeed. This is going to be very tight indeed. Who is going to lead this race? Maxwell Dodds needs it to be him for any realistic hope, and it's not going to be him. He's going to be chasing the number 1 car. So that's run to the front from...
He'll have the tyre advantage here, won't he?
This is Sebastian Corpeng aboard the car, Filipino driver, I believe. He will have a tyre advantage, and the rhythm is already up, and he's got the experience of this car for the whole season against the debuting driver ahead. Got to do it now.
He's caught right up as well.
So 24 minutes to go. Sebastian Corpeng leads the race with all the routine stops now done. Maxwell Dodds right with him, needs to get the 25 points to the win, needs to force this on his opponents Roman Berkler, who is sitting in 4th place. That's good enough at this stage to take the title.
He's going to
got a good run. In JS2R, you keep an eye on this one, Stephen. Lucas Papin leads from Simone Riccitelli. That's enough at the moment, I think. And it's got a great move. Did it clean as a whistle. Forced the position, forced the error there. Forced the gap to open up and just took it clean as a whistle.
You kind of saw in real time the effect that tyre temperature has there, because it wasn't, you know, a tiny gap, and he closed in so quickly.
Here we go. A bit sideways almost from the number 6 car, and to his absolute credit, Corpeng saw that car coming and decided discretion, the better part of valour, not going to get involved in that, and away goes Maxwell Dodds, already gapping it. So it's Maxwell Dodds leads the race, number 6 car from ELMS Motorsport, from 2 Team Virage cars, Sebastian Corpeng and Vic Stevens. Then our title leader, our championship leader, Roman Berkler, in 4th place. He's 1.7 seconds off 3rd. He's got Michael Pizzicelli 2 seconds behind, who's under pressure now from the charging Hamda Al-Khabaisi. She might play a part in this still. In JS2R, Lucas Papin leads the race by 7.5 seconds from Simone Riccitelli, who is being caught by Jules Treluet.
It won't be enough, though, of course. With Riccitelli, would be happy with 2nd. It's enough to comfortably clinch the championship and get that €100,000 prize fund to put towards a drive in the JS P4 class next year.
This is the chasing pair. The car ahead of the pair of cars we're looking there is our championship leader, Roman Berkler. 22 minutes to go to survive this for Roman Berkler. I'm sure the nerves are jangling. I'm sure, though, there's enough calm, enough professionalism left there to understand the task at hand. The team will be talking to him, telling him the live position, keeping him on the straight and narrow.
And I would be telling him that there's a battle going on behind him now, and that he can almost breathe a bit easier at the moment, because Hamda Al-Khabaisi is looking just as racy as her sister after getting in the car. Really, really eager to take 5th.
Yep, 21 minutes to go. And Noda Kuna, by the way, on pit lane in the 50 car. I think that is the earlier penalty being served. So Al-Khabaisi now. Oh, done straight off for the number 3 car, but didn't lose the position.
He kept his foot in, didn't he?
Well, that's not going to mean the tyres aren't going to be in great nick
no.
there. This is the opportunity that potentially Hamda was looking for, because when it comes to lateral bite coming into turn 1, my guess is that the 88 car's got a little bit more, but they're going to have a JS2R right on the racing line, takes the position, goes around the outside, makes that count, puts the car between them, and she'll be off now and in pursuit of Roman Berkler. 4 seconds is that gap.
Good awareness there, because that led to his arbs. Number 50 car coming right across. Really did squeeze her, but she kept it on the track. Didn't get distracted.
This is where the number 3 car went wide. A big boggle there over what looked like a bit of a bump. Lost the grip. And just as we got to the point where the bite was needed to turn in, she'd already made the overtake, but was heads up with the JS2R coming out of pit lane and has made that count, and now is gapping the number 3 car. An impressive first season for the Al-Khabaisi sisters. We've seen some good racing from both of them. They've not had the best of luck, but the best part about it, Stephen, is, boy, they're fighty. And as a father of a daughter, Khaled Al-Khabaisi, I can fully appreciate how difficult your life must be.
Well, especially if they're going at it like that at home.
I'm sure they are, on just about everything.
Hyper competitive, but
I think Khaled's getting back into a LMP3 car for just a bit of a quiet 20 minutes.
But they're showcasing just how racy the JS4 is.
Yes, yeah, it's raceable. Here comes, by the way, on the comeback, the 57 car. Be interested to hear exactly what's happened there. August Turbo it is, so he's trying to make up ground. Here, though, comes Roman Berkler, and looking to make up one of those positions. This is on Sebastian Corpeng, and I think he's going to do that. And that, right there,
nicely done.
It's another 3 points.
It's one step closer to the championship.
Most certainly is.
Berkler there.
And it's been that kind of day, hasn't it, for Roman Berkler? He's had his racing head on. He's had his championship head on.
It's just real maturity. You know, this is what it's all about, isn't it? It's about building your racecraft, bit of strategic nous, learning, and then he looks like the end product. He looks ready for LMP3.
And that's it, isn't it? You spot the special ones. Side by side, by the way, between the 3 and the 19. This is the battle for 6th between Vincent Boutellier and Michael Busichelli. And the 19 takes that position. It's the guys that don't feel as if they have to show the pace and the aggression every single turn, but they understand that actually sometimes a waiting game, doing it on fuel, doing it with the tyre life. This is the position changing. We had Guillaume Henrion in for race 1, and I was delighted and a bit surprised to hear just how much pleasure he had taken in what was a fuel-saving race earlier this year and taking a result from that. You know, you can get the impression that at times that motorsport is all about aggression. It's not. It's about subtlety. 10 seconds added to cars 17, 19 and 58 for start infringements. 17 is the Petrocol car that is out of the race. 58 is the HP Racing BMR Racing car of Jacques Nicolet, and 19 is the Trajectors Motorsport car we've just seen taking that position. None of them in podium positions in their classes. But that's likely coming towards the end of the in-tray for race control and the stewards here. So penalties confirmed. We're under 17 minutes to the end of this race, the end of this season. As things stand right now, the championship is going to Roman Berkler, and in JS2 R it is going to Simone Riccitelli. And I cannot tell you, if you're watching this, how many times in 2 decades of talking about races like this I've had to correct myself in the last 20 minutes of a race.
Or sometimes on the last lap.
Well, here last year at Portimão, the European Le Mans Series, which, by the way, if you're listening in and watching in, tomorrow for the European Le Mans Series race in the evening, tomorrow morning for the Michelin Le Mans Cup championship decider, that we had 2 championship positions change on the final lap of the final race. Big bobble there for the second car in the order, but the lead car running off track, that was Giacomo Polini. It was Jules Treluet, and it's Auguste Turbo making his way back up, and he's going to get that position. He's trying to get back into this fight, by the way. There's work to do. He's about 7-8 seconds back from Simone Riccitelli, but he's fired up.
Yeah, he will be, especially after that first race earlier. The poor luck. I mean, he had a real chance to make inroads for the championship. It's just not gone his way, is it?
Yeah. Slow lap, by the way, last time around from Sebastian Corpeng, but now he's been passed. He's not dropped off the back here of Roman Berkler.
Oh, but Berkler's slowing. He's going in the pits.
What's going on here?
That's the championship leader. What's
happened here? Roman Berkler is in trouble.
Unbelievable.
What did I just say?
I'm sorry.
That is absolutely astounding.
He's already... Oh dear, oh dear. He's 9th now.
What's up here? The team goes to look at the back of the car.
He's getting out.
It's done.
Oh my goodness. He's going to lose the title.
Something's gone at the back of the car.
Just saw a little twitch and no contact?
No contact. Not certainly that we saw there. Roman Berkler in trouble, real trouble, drops to 10th place, and he's going to drop further back than that. And all of a sudden, everything changes. The team desperate to try to get something done at the left rear of this car. It's going to be too late. 14 minutes to go. Max Dodds, will he know? Will they tell him? Will they just tell him, keep on it? There's an opportunity here. There's a gaping opportunity here. Because all of a sudden, from position where car 22 is under investigation for pit lane speed infringement, that won't matter too much.
No, that's the
Berkler.
Yeah, I mean, that's just rubbing salt in the wounds at this point, because he's outside the points. He's dropped to 18th overall.
August Turbo, meanwhile, he's not given this up. He's with Giacomo Perlini, needs to get by to get into the championship fight there, because, to be blunt, a safety car could change everything here.
Up the inside, he's trying to make the move at turn 5.
Got it done. Got it done. Both cars run off, but the advantage was taken before that happened. That will not, I'm sure, be something that's seen against August Turbo. So whatever happened to that car early in the race, he's trying to mend the damage done. He's got a 7-second gap to get to Simone Riccitelli, and God alone knows what can happen if that happens.
Oh.
Well, that's an astonishing happening.
You barely finish your sentence talking about championship drama late in races like this, Graham, and there's an LMP3 drive on the line here, and Maxwell Dodds and Lucas Seagray all of a sudden in the driving seat.
It's at this stage, it's going their way. At this stage, you've got to say how low could they drop to and still win. Look again at the 57 car. He'd got that done by the apex of the turn. They both then drifted out wide, and I don't think that's going to be seen as taking lasting advantage. This, though, is our race leader, and now potentially our championship winner, because I have to tell you, the 22 car is done. And that car is not coming back out onto track, and even if it does, it's laps down now. This is about the 6 car bringing it home.
He's pushing as well. He's extended that gap lap after lap. It's now 10.2 seconds. He's lapping in the sort of mid 147s consistently. It's a fantastic drive from Max Dodds.
Well, I mean, you take a look at Roman Berkler's form this season. 12th in the first race at Barcelona after trouble. He then took a win at Le Castellet. There was a retirement, but since then 3 wins.
Oh, 4, because he won this morning.
He's going to be rightly, absolutely gutted. It's been a stellar season for him, and unfortunately, in a season in which he's taken 5 wins, this will be the memory.
Well, yeah, and
for him, at least, not for us. We know how good this kid is.
For Dodds and Seagray, this could be their first win since May.
Well, remarkably, what that means is the Virage twins are now battling for their final 2 podium places, because they've passed the #1 as well. So Team Virage have basically reordered themselves in the opposite order. So it is now 27 Vic Stevens, who's been passed, by the way, by Hamza Alkabaisi.
What a great drive by the Alkabaisi sisters in this race.
There
we go, there's the move.
They just all of a sudden look at home. It's great to see. You know, and we've seen this time and time again, that drivers that, you know, have not sat comfortably in one formula find where it is that they're comfortable. All of a sudden, by the way, that 27 car is looking a bit wayward. I wonder if he's gone a bit too hard on the tyres at the earlier stage of the race, because Amber is driving away here. She's 12 seconds back and he's not going to catch Max Dodds on pace. But what's their best result been this season? A second?
Yeah, second place at Silverstone in the second race there.
So matched their best performance this season. Wow.
And a really nice lap from Hamda there. She's just on a 147.3. That's quicker than the leader. It's not quick enough to reel in 10 minutes, but just really nice pace. She's let the race come to her. The tyres are clearly holding up well. Perfect. You get a lot of track time in the Ligier European Series. It gives you a lot of space to make progress in a single season.
So to wrap up where we've been, this was all about Roman Berkler controlling the gap in front or behind him to the A&S Motorsport pairing in the #6 car, Max Dodds and Nico Seagray. And he looked to be doing that to perfection until just moments ago the car suddenly slowed on pit lane and is out of this race. And if the 6 car wins this race now, they will snatch the title to death from him. An absolutely unbelievable turn of events. All the drama in JS2R happened this morning, where dramas for the 2 leading cars opened up the battle to a 3rd, and that car is the number 57 car, the all-black car from 23 Events Racing. That car then hit trouble earlier in this race and is now fighting back to try to get onto terms with Simone Riccitelli. As things stand, it will be Riccitelli if he finishes second or even third at this stage, that will take that title. But it's going to be very close.
It's been a really, really interesting season, isn't it, for JS2 R? Really nice field, well balanced.
It's not a surprise that we're hearing of teams and drivers taking a good look at this, because there's so much you can learn.
And we see
this level.
We've got a second screen here showing that one of the roaming cameras in pit lane, and you're seeing inside some of the ELMS garages, and it's not just the Ligier European Series.
Oh no, they're all watching this.
They're all crowding around, and that's a big part of the selling point of this. You get visibility in a key paddock.
Yep.
All the team managers up and down the pit lane are watching this one, and they'll be taking notes.
There are plenty of the drivers that we're seeing here in this race that will be part of either the on-track or the learning in the garages for the rookie test on Sunday. There's an awful lot of drivers and driver managers and teams and manufacturers, for that matter, that see this as part of the solution to the kind of driver ladder that they're looking for.
And because you've got multi-class racing, but because there's spec cars in both classes, you do just see raw talent.
Here we go. This is again. There was the bobble. Something went wrong at that point.
It's just lost power.
I'm not sure it's even just that.
Visually, the car looks spotless.
I wonder if it's something like a drive shaft or a gearbox issue. DJ technician. Oh dear. So poor Roman Berkler, I've got a feel for him. Look, take nothing away from the fight.
He couldn't have done much more, could he, this
No,
year?
he could not. He could not. I'm taking nothing away from our racing soon-to-be championship winners in the 6. And yeah, I said that out loud as well, didn't I? They come up now to put a lap on, and it's to rub it in. It's a drive-through penalty for the car that we're talking about that is effectively out the race.
I don't think you'll be serving that one.
No. Through to start what will be their 27th lap. 6.5 minutes to go in this race in this season. I don't think they will be able to believe the turn of events here.
I'm really intrigued to know whether they've told Max Dodds whether this has happened. I'd be inclined to not tell him, because you don't want to throw extra emotion into the mix.
Push.
Yeah.
And then, okay, keep the gap.
Yeah, and he's doing that superbly. It's
Meantime, this is Lucas Papin. We're not seeing enough of him in this race so far. He leads the race from Simone Riccitelli. Remind us, Stephen, of the gaps coming into this race with these three.
Yeah, so Riccitelli was on 173 points. Papin was second after the race one. Success got up to 163, and Turbo is third on 160.
Does the thing stand at the moment?
Riccitelli takes it
by 3 points. Correct?
So the gap being I think 9. Is it 9 points? Either way, it's a 10-point gap now.
Okay.
And it'll
10 points less 7 points, because it's 7 points difference. So it's 3 points. And even if he dropped to third, you'd then go into count back. But it then comes down to, if he goes to third, who's got the most wins?
And that would be Riccitelli. He's had...
They can see August Turbo, by the way. He is catching him. No doubt he's catching him. Is he catching him quickly enough? Handra Alcapesi, by the way, has not given this up. She's absolutely tearing along. She's just gone through sector 2 with the purple sector. She's taken another half a second out. It's under 10 seconds, 4.5 minutes to go. She's not given up this race win. Simone Riccitelli, by the way, 5.5 seconds clear of August Turbo. And for him to be in any trouble at all, he'd have to drop at least 2 places.
And he's had a remarkable race, really. Kind of everything's happened around him, but he's had a pretty steady outing, the number 7 crew now. And August Turbo, similar to the 18 from VSF Sports, has been up and down the order.
Absolutely.
And still ended up at the front.
Who's to say, in this situation, had he not had the car not had the problem earlier, whether or not we might be talking about something very different. But
what I'm pleased with is the fact that we've had 2 championship contending cars drop down the order, come back, and there's been no silly games. It's been clean racing. It hasn't got out of hand at all. It's great to see.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed that we've not had the battle, at least at the end, for Roman Berkler. That's a tough thing for any driver who's had the form that he's had, to have to sit and watch the end of the season that he's been such a huge part of turn to ashes for him. But it takes nothing away from the fact this game is about not just win the races but score the points. And ultimately, the pace that we've seen from Max Dodds is very worthy of those 25 points, as indeed was the fight for Nico Segré. They will be absolutely elated at the end of this race.
Oh, and a fantastic day for both of them. They've done really well, really strong drives, not put a foot wrong.
So keep an eye on what's going on here. Jules Trollier, by the way, still catching Giacomo Polini, but I don't think quickly enough. 6 seconds is the gap now between Simone Riccitelli and Auguste Turbo as they complete their latest lap. That is their lap 27. The clock, though, is ticking down too quickly, I think, for that to be any kind of concern. 2.5 minutes to go for the race, for the season, for the championships, and it's been another step forward for the Ligier European Series. Here comes a change, is there? 50 car recovering from a penalty, trying to get onto terms with the 94 car. This is for 8th place, Jordan Meyer, the 94, Noah De Cunha in the number 50 car. With a big lick of flame on the overrun there for the 50. They've not had the races they would like this late in the season. What can you look forward to beyond this season, more and better?
Well, we had the news, didn't we, earlier this year that the partnership between Ligier and ELMS has been extended through end of 2028. So this championship is going nowhere on the support bill. It's a perfect time for teams and drivers to jump in.
It's a perfect fit.
I think we are going to see 30+ cars.
I think you're right. And already I'm talking quietly to a couple of teams that have some ambitious plans, some teams that are not here yet, but are looking to be here. And what's attracting them is this great racing, accessible cost, looking to it as we get the position changing there, accessible cost, the opportunity to attract people to a ladder within their own team. They're looking to add steps on the ladder, and that's great news for anybody that loves endurance racing.
The cost is a key part of this. It's not gone up much since this championship debut. You know, racing in this is really cost effective still.
Final lap now for Max Dodds. He is 4.6 kilometres away from being able to call himself and his teammates, Nico Segré, the 2025 Ligier European Series JS P4 champions. And that, I'll be blunt, is not what I was expecting to say at the start of this race.
No.
And I've got to give them every single credit. They've driven an absolutely magnificent race. There's been risk involved, but the pace, the aggression when needed, the push when needed, has been absolutely spot on. And they've done that at the expense of Roman Berkler, who unfortunately has suffered a failure when in a championship winning position.
Yeah, what can you say about Roman Berkler here? I can't imagine what he's feeling right now.
Numb, I think, is the word. We'll be moments to talk about that later, but for now, let's talk about the JS2 R battle. It's been magnificent today, all sorts of dramas. Lucas Papin, they've had a day. He and Steve Paulette have done all they can do, bringing it home for what looks like the race win.
Didn't have them on the bingo card winning this after their contact.
I think we're going to see the two race winners cross the line.
That's a photo, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
Will he get past him, or will Papin have to do another lap?
He's going to have to do another lap, I think, because he's not looking like he's pushing hard here. For now, though, for A&S Motorsport, for Maxwell Dodds at the wheel of this car, for Nico Segré, who put in a stellar performance, it is going to be the championship in JSP4 for 2025 after an extraordinary turn of events in both races this weekend. Driver there, that's his Simone Riccitelli. I hope he doesn't think, well, he has finished, hasn't he? He's done enough. Simone Riccitelli comes home and will be scored second should Lucas Papin complete his final lap, crossing the line just ahead of the overall race winner. It is Hamna and Amna Al-Kabaizi that finished second overall in the 88 Team Virage car, and it's Virage 2, 3, 4 with Vic Stevens coming home in the number 27 car, and Sebastian Corpeng, debutant in the number 1 car, completing the podium and the 4th place run. VSF Sports 18 car, this is the lime green and white car that will come home to win this race, but already crossing the line and securing second place and the championship, we believe, is Simone Riccitelli in the LR Motorsport number 7. Massive bad luck this morning has turned into a controlled run, Stephen Kilby, to what is going to be the JS2 R championship. Yeah,
no, it bounced back with a flawless drive and a flawless performance, really, from Simone Riccitelli there. Didn't get involved in any dramas and just comes home. Nice trophy and a bigger title and a big prize fund at the end of it.
Indeed, second generation racer. His dad, Luca Riccitelli, part of my early career in his exports and GT racing. But this is Lucas Papan bringing home the car. He's going to secure a race win for he and Steve Paulette, and making a massive, massive fight of it and keeping us on the edge of the seats. That's the win in the race, but the champion is going to be Luca Riccitelli in the number 7 car for LR Motorsport. August Turbo comes home 5 seconds behind, keeping the fight up right to the flag. That was a race worthy of a championship finale without a shadow of a doubt, and putting aside the bitter disappointment for Roman Berkler, a worthy champion any weekend of the year, it is a stunning victory in both the championship and the race for Max Dodds bringing the car home and Eco Segre. They've had some ups and downs this year, but boy, this one's an up, and my guess is the party tomorrow night will be an even bigger one.
Oh yes, oh yes, and a well-earned, well-deserved night out, I think, for all involved here.
So there we go. There is Luca Riccitelli. He'll be picking up a little bit of pickup to make sure that things like ride height are not a problem, etc., etc. That was a very mature and controlled race, and how difficult must that have been after the dramas this morning that saw that car have tiny contact but with dramatic effects and no scoring at a point where he could have come away with the championship win this morning.
Yeah.
That was a very controlled, very mature, very professional finish to a race and a championship run.
Not a mark on the car. He could have let it get to him, couldn't he? You know, be very easy to be thrown off by drama in the penultimate race of the season.
And you know what? I could have had that on my bingo card. That, you know, it's that is the kind of thing that you could see happening in the circumstances that presented itself, but we didn't. What we saw was maturity, staying where he knew he needed to be safe and within range of the points he required to secure the championship. And he can go home tonight with a cheque for 100,000 euros towards his next step on the ladder. And guess what? That's what a racing dad like Luca loves to see. That's 100,000 euros I'm not going to have to pay next year.
Good to see the emotion there from Max Dodds. He's, I think he's found out the result.
He knows now. That's great to see. And this matters. You know, there will be those that will say it's the Ligier European Series. Yes, but guess who's watching? Everybody in this paddock. And they will know that name. And that's a name that will be welcome in for a coffee and a chat about what their choices might be next year and what their ambitions are in the years that follow. That's cracking stuff.
The alumni list for Ligier European Series is building really nicely.
Isn't it just? And it breeds great competition as well. There is the race result, 30 laps. Eco Segre and Max Dodds come home with a race win and the championship. The Al-Kabaizi sisters, what a weekend they've had, and they've still got to come with the rookie test tomorrow, that's on Sunday here. And then in third place, the 27 car from Team Virage completing the podium. Simone Riccitelli does not win the race. That goes to Lucas Papan and Steve Paulette. But Simone Riccitelli, it will be that takes the championship win here from August Turbo, who completes the podium. Our 3 championship contenders on the podium at the end there. That's been it. What a season, what a finale, what drama, what racing. It's been some of the best racing on this package. We've been delighted to bring it to you. A word for Johnny Palmer, who's not feeling very well today. Johnny, I hope you watched it. Thanks for your efforts this season to up the ante. Thanks to Stephen Kilby and Gillian Henrion who stepped in today. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. From me, from the whole production company in the Ligier European Series, we'll see you in 2026.
And we are to start the prize giving ceremony. We are to start the prize giving ceremony for this last race of the season. We start with the JS P4 podium. Third position, number 1 from Team Virage, Sebastian Kopeng and Lucas Medina. Second position, also from Team Virage, number 27, Vic Stevens, Jude Peters. And the winners from this second race here at Autódromo Internacional do Algarve, number 6, ANS Motorsport, Eco Segret, Maxwell Dodds. And we listen to the national anthem of France in honor of the winning team. Drivers, please raise your trophies for the photo shoot. A big round of applause for the first three of this last race of the season. And now you can celebrate with the champagne after this last race of the season. This was the final celebration of the season for Ligier European Series in JS P4. Last race of this fantastic season, once again ending here at Autódromo Internacional do Algarve. We follow with the next podium, JS P4 AM, and the winners are number 16 from Pegasus Racing, David Cosanel, Yuki Tanaka. Drivers, raise your trophies, please. Also the team representative. And now you can celebrate with the champagne. No one wants to celebrate. We go on with the JS2 R podium for the last race of this season 2025. Under this magnificent sun here in Algarve, Portugal. The best way to finish a season with a win, of course, for the first team. We'll find out about it in a few moments. And we start the last podium of the season for the JS2R, calling the third position team, number 14, not only Motorsport, Filippo Tornaghi, Giacomo Polini. Second position for the team number 7, Ligier Motorsport, with Simone Riccitelli. And the winning team here in Portimão for the last round of the season in JS2R, number 18, VSF Sport, with Lucas Papin and Steven Palette. And we listen to the national anthem of France in honor of the winning team. Drivers, please raise your trophies for the photo shoot. A big round of applause for the first three in the last race of the season, and you can now celebrate with the champagne. And we go to the Pro-Am podium for JS2 R. And the winning team with number 50, Les Deux Arbres, with Noé da Cunha, Jérémy Loisel. Drivers, raise your trophies for the shoot, please. A big applause for them, the winners in JS2R Pro-Am. And we go for the final podium of this race, JS2R AM. Number 41 is the winning team, VSF Sport, Florian Teyas and Tristan Clay. Photo shoot, please. Big round of applause for the winners in JS2R AM. Time for the champagne.
Max, c'est bon?
And we still have the podium, the winning team for the season in JS P4. And the winning team, it's number 16, Pegasus Racing, with David Cosanel and Yuki Tanaka. The trophy will be handled by Gael Truto, ELMS director. The winners in JSP4 AM season, number 16 from Pegasus Racing. And the drivers are David Cosanel and Yuki Tanaka. Next season podium, JS2R Pro-Am season for Team 94, Pegasus Racing, Jordan Meyer and Alain Meyer. The trophy will be handled by Frank Tini, Ligier Motorsport Director. Raise your trophies, please, for the photo shoots. Congratulations for the winning team JS2 R Pro AM season. Team Pegasus Racing, number 94. And the final podium here in Portimão for the winning team of the season, JS2R AM, team number 41, VSF Sport, Florian Teyas and Tristan Clay. And the trophy will be handled by Gael Schuto, ELMS Director. Raise your trophies, please. Photo shoot. Congratulations for the winning team, JS2R AM season. This is the end of a fantastic season. See you all in 2026 for another fantastic year of the Ligier European Series.